Welcome back to the Dinar Daily Buzz channel, your most trusted source for deep, verified and motivational insights on Iraq's financial awakening. And today, my friends, the news is nothing short of electric. Reports coming in from financial observers and insider sources suggest that the long-awaited Iraqi Dinar revaluation, often called BRB, may finally be reaching its completion state. Imagine the feeling: years of waiting, researching and hoping for Iraq's economic rebirth, and now whispers from global banking desks, regional analysts and Middle Eastern fiscal circles all aligned toward one phrase being repeated across private rooms and Telegram trading floors. Like, we're going to break down exactly what that means, what the U.S. Treasury's reported role in this is, why the Iraqi 70 trillion dinar budget has become the spark of international discussion, and what investors should understand about the so-called 18-hour exchange window, rumor that's setting the internet ablaze. Stay with me, because the next few minutes could help you see where the truth meets opportunity. Over the last 72 hours, the financial world has been buzzing with discussions surrounding Iraq's rapidly evolving economic reform framework, the backbone of its much-debated currency strategy. A wide array of regional intelligence briefing, global economic blogs and Middle Eastern financial networks have reported that Iraq has entered what officials and analysts are calling the final operational phase of its monetary restructuring. While this does not mean a new exchange rate has gone live globally, it signals that the critical internal systems, digital activation networks, national budget synchronization and institutional level audits have reportedly reached full operational readiness. In currency reform terminology, this juncture is often labeled the technical revaluation phase, a period in which the Central Bank of Iraq (CBI), in coordination with international oversight entities like the U.S. Treasury and IMF auditors, completes detailed reconciliation on dollar reserves, oil export, income and foreign debt exposure. This stage represents not speculative chatter but the structural foundation that must be completed before any public change in valuation can occur. Insiders have dubbed this synchronization milestone the handshake moment, a term meant to capture the alignment of Iraq's domestic currency systems with international clearing standards. Unlike past cycles of speculative optimism, this wave of reports stands out due to the timing and legal confirmation. The recent publication of Iraq's 70 trillion dinar budget in the official gazette not only makes the fiscal plan legally binding but also provides tangible evidence of institutional readiness and strategic intent behind Iraq's broader currency reform narrative. The 70 trillion budget. Why it matters. For decades, Iraq's national budgets have operated within cautious monetary parameters, typically structured around conservative exchange rates hovering near 1,300 Iraqi dinars per US dollar. Such an approach prioritized fiscal stability and inflation control rather than aggressive growth. However, the newly ratified 2025-2026 national budget has introduced a markedly different philosophy. Parliamentary leaks and discussions within Iraq's Finance Committee revealed that this latest financial blueprint extends far beyond a simple ledger of expenses and revenues. It represents a declaration of strategic economic independence. The 70 trillion dinar framework channels increased funding toward energy infrastructure, technological modernization, oil diversification and social reform initiatives, signaling a forward-leaning posture towards sustainable expansion. What truly captivates analysts is the modeling methodology underlying these allocations. Budget projections appear to be based on new rate assumptions, suggesting recalibrated expectations for the dinar's relative strength. Economic historian Dr. Al-Mahdi emphasized in an interview with regional media that Iraq's fiscal direction is now oriented toward real growth and productive reinvestment rather than mere inflation containment. This implies that Iraq's policymakers are transitioning from crisis management to proactive expansionism. The emphasis on internal resource mobilization, oil, gas, gold and agriculture, shows a nation positioning itself for eventual monetary parity with international partners. Thus, the 70 trillion figure transcends mere accounting. It symbolizes confidence, a statement that Iraq now considers its intrinsic assets and fiscal capacity robust enough to sustain stronger liquidity and potentially a more competitive national currency valuation on the global stage. U.S. Treasury and the final rate discussion. One of the most viral claims dominating online financial circles over the past several days reads final rate from the U.S. Treasury confirmed. Such a headline understandably captures public imagination, but the responsible interpretation requires clarity. To date, no official public statement or press release from the U.S. Department of the Treasury has confirmed an Iraqi dinar revaluation or disclosed any official new rate. However, what many economic researchers and currency analysts believe is that ongoing technical coordination meetings between Iraqi financial officials, the Central Bank of Iraq, and U.S. Treasury representatives may have produced what insiders refer to as an exchange protocol rate. This internal test rate serves as a temporary benchmark for system calibration, a rate used for reconciling digital banking systems, cross-border clearing channels, and budgetary simulations ahead of potential market adjustment. Currency trader Mark Fields, who has tracked Middle Eastern fiscal modernization efforts for over a decade, explained that while the U.S. Treasury does not directly dictate Iraq's currency value, it significantly influences how global clearing systems interpret and validate that rate once formalized under IMF oversight. In practice, this means that if Iraq completes its internal fiscal and audit reconciliations, the Treasury's international settlement systems might already hold an operational input value ready for synchronization once multilateral conditions are met. Therefore, while the phrase final rate confirmed may not be officially published, its existence within technical frameworks could signal that Iraq's monetary architecture is structurally aligned and awaiting activation under globally accepted financial compliance protocol. The 18-hour exchange window rumor. In recent days, the phrase 18-hour exchange window open has circulated widely across dinar-focused chat rooms, Telegram groups, and investment forums, sparking a new wave of speculation about potential currency redemption activity. Yet the reality behind this phrase appears far less dramatic and more procedural in nature. According to multiple industry observers, that is being described is not a live public exchange or evaluation event, but rather a systemic test cycle conducted between select Tier 1 global banks and digital asset infrastructure providers. Those exercises, reportedly run under the oversight of both regional and Western compliance teams, are designed to test liquidity, synchronization, settlement timing, and system resilience within international banking frameworks. The reason the time span of 18 hours is cited stems from standard operational test years for ISO 2022 cross-border payment systems, where a complete liquidity cycle from initiation to settlement confirmation often takes between 12 and by running these controlled simulations, central banks and financial clearing houses can evaluate how currency data transaction verification and asset conversion mechanisms perform under real-time pressures. While the rumor mill interprets this as an indication of imminent activation, credible analysts urge caution. None of the major U.S. banking institutions, including J.P. Morgan Chase, Citibank, or Wells Fargo, have released any official statement confirming participation in a public dinar exchange program. Nonetheless, the uptick in interbank chatter and test activities suggests that infrastructural readiness for larger liquidity operations may be quietly advancing behind the scenes, even if no formal go-live has yet been authorized. Economic momentum in Iraq. The government of Prime Minister Mohammed Shia al-Saudani has continued to demonstrate strategic intent in transforming Iraq into a diversified and regionally competitive economy. Throughout 2025, the administration executed a series of bilateral agreements with key trading partners such as China, Turkey, the United Arab Emirates, and Saudi Arabia. Notably, many of these partnerships incorporate partial settlement models that bypass the U.S. dollar, allowing transactions in local currencies or hybrid digital payment mechanisms. This diversification represents a major step towards strengthening the dinar's functional relevance and regional trade networks while reducing dependency on single currency reserves. Moreover, Iraq's natural resource profile continues to reinforce its financial credibility. Oil production capacity has climbed to approximately 4.8 million barrels per day, bolstered by new exploration projects and joint ventures in the Basra and Kirk region. Simultaneously, the nation's gold reserves have surpassed 145 metric tons, positioning Iraq among the top reserve holders in the Middle East and underscoring the tangible assets that could support future monetary strength. strengthening on the infrastructure side. The government's commitment to digital transformation, including smart logistics, fintech integration, and e-governance systems, highlights a deliberate pivot towards sustainable modernization. Together, these developments provide the economic underpinnings necessary for confidence in currency stability. While no official revaluation has been declared, the convergence of fiscal discipline, resource expansion, and regional partnership diversification forms a credible foundation for Iraq's financial evolution and strengthens its long-term prospects for meaningful currency appreciation. The role of the CBI at the center of Iraq's financial modernization stands. The Central Bank of Iraq (CBI), the principal authority responsible for overseeing monetary policy, reserve management, and digital transformation of the national currency system. The CBI's recent communications emphasize an accelerated focus on modernization, transparency, and integration with global financial systems. In October 2025, the bank formally announced the implementation of the Digital IQD project, an ambitious initiative linking Iraq's domestic banking accounts with international SWIFT and IBAN standards under the ISO 2. This technological leap aims to create seamless interoperability between Iraq's financial infrastructure and global clearing networks, enabling faster and more secure cross-border transactions. Such integration is not merely a modernization gesture, it is a prerequisite for any credible rate adjustment or revaluation. A currency cannot assume an expanded global role without fortified digital rails that prevent fraud, ensure data compliance, and meet anti-money laundering standards. Economic analyst Farah Hussein summarized the significance succinctly. The CBI's infrastructure upgrades show intent. You do not invest in this level of technology unless you anticipate a more active and valuable currency. The combination of anti-fraud software deployment, blockchain-based transaction monitoring, and alignment with IMF data transparency initiatives indicates that Iraq's monetary authorities are not simply maintaining stability but are actively building toward international credibility. As modernization deepens, the CBI's readiness could ultimately become the most reliable signal that Iraq's currency evolution is transitioning from conceptual preparation to practical implementation within the global financial architecture. Motivational perspective. The investors wait for every investor who has held on to their Iraqi dinar through waves of uncertainty, skepticism, and countless cycles of rumor and rebuttal. This current moment carries deeper meaning than ever before. It represents not merely the continuation of hope but the validation of patience, a quiet confirmation that the structural transformation once dismissed as theoretical is now materializing in visible form. Over the past decade, countless individuals and financial groups have watched Iraq's economy rise and fall through political turbulence, soil shocks, and reform delays, yet the story unfolding today is different. Iraq now stands on stronger fiscal ground, anchored by a government demonstrating consistency in economic vision and execution. With rising foreign reserves, restructured budgets, and closer integration into international banking protocols, Iraq's path towards stability is no longer speculative fiction, it's a documented evolution. This is where patience proves its purpose. Enduring investors are often labeled dreamers, but true strategic patience is a discipline rooted in long-term vision. The saying goes, the reward for long waiting is not in the time spent but in the transformation witnessed. That transformation visible through transparent budgets, expanded digital finance systems, and verified progress illustrates that waiting was not wasted energy, it was investment and progress. Whether or not a formal reevaluation timeline is announced soon, this period marks the threshold where belief transitions into evidence and speculation begins to give way to measurable advance. Expert views on currency trajectory. To better understand where Iraq's financial future may realistically lead, several international economists and analysts have recently weighed in on the dinar's evolving trajectory. The perspectives offer balance, separating structured economic forecasting from emotional expectation. Layla Roman, a senior researcher at the Middle East Economic Forum, emphasizes that Iraq's underlying indicators point toward gradual appreciation rather than an immediate large-scale revaluation. Fiscal discipline, she notes, will drive value first followed by oil-backed leverage as production and export consistency improve. Robert Kane, a former IMF advisor specializing in post-sanctioned economies, echoes that sentiment, proposing that Iraq's next logical step could be the adoption of controlled float mechanism, allowing the dinar to adjust incrementally within a managed corridor, potentially between 1.4 and 3 for 1 against the U.S. dollar over several years. Meanwhile, Sam Arnaji, currency strategist at Gulf Capital, frames the entire revaluation narrative within a broader context of national reconstruction. Beneath all the hype, she says, lies the reality of economic rebirth. Iraq is transitioning from a post-conflict recovery model into a credit-backed investment-grade economy. While their forecasts differ in pace and scale, all three experts agree on one unifying principle: Iraq's currency is on a trajectory towards strength. The timeline remains uncertain, but the consensus is clear: sustained reform, Morris management, and international confidence will ultimately dictate the dinar's future value and stability in the global marketplace. The power of information and discernment in today's interconnected financial landscape, where social media amplifies every whisper into a potential headline. Discernment has become the most valuable tool an investor can possess. The Iraqi dinar discussion is no exception. As online speculation grows, it becomes increasingly vital to distinguish credible data from crowd-driven hype. Reliable information begins with verifiable sources, official statements from the Central Bank of Iraq, documented bulletins from the International Monetary Fund, and transparent reports from established global financial news outlets. Acting on rumor or excitement often leads to disappointment. Acting on analysis and verified reporting leads to preparedness. The ongoing revaluation dialogue, regardless of timing, extends beyond a numeric rate change. It represents the unfolding of Iraq's broader transformation into a stable, self-sufficient economic power. Every step from budget ratification to digital banking alignment adds another layer of institutional credibility. This is not merely a speculative dream, but an incremental process toward financial sovereignty and international respect. In such a landscape, clarity is current. Investors who prioritize education, patience, and factual observation will always be ahead of those chasing rumors. As Iraq continues to modernize, its success story will reward those who understand that true wealth lies not in sudden windfalls but in informed endurance and discipline, awareness, qualities that mirror the very resilience of Iraq's own economic revival. How the 18-hour window could be interpreted. Among the most widely circulated ideas in the global currency community is the notion of an 18-hour exchange window. While this phrase has ignited excitement, a balanced interpretation suggests it likely refers not to an immediate redemption period but to a limited liquidity pilot, a temporary testing phase in which banking systems, digital ledgers, and treasury infrastructures synchronize across multiple time zones. Financial institutions often conduct such controlled sessions quietly, without fanfare or press releases, to ensure operational stability and to prevent premature speculation that could distort market behavior. During these synchronization cycles, digital screens at Tier 1 institutions may display provisional test rates or settlement codes to verify functionality, data flow, and transaction accuracy between systems governed by these. Insiders familiar with liquidity testing procedures emphasize that these pilots are procedural, not transactional, and often involve staggered participation. Institutional entities such as major international banks or treasury intermediaries typically engage first, followed by regional or Tier 2 participants. The mention of Tier 4B, a phrase often used in online investment community to describe well-informed private holders, stems from speculation about eventual retail-level inclusion should system readiness expand. For observers and investors, the key takeaway is preparation without reaction. Staying organized, understanding timelines, and awaiting verified communications is far more strategic than chasing rumor-driven deadlines. If and when any legitimate event occurs, confirmation will appear through formal banking channels and global financial news outlets, almost instantly eliminating any need for speculation or panic. IRA's digital banking revolution. One of the clearest and most measurable indicators of Iraq's economic transformation is its ongoing digital banking revolution, a process that has fundamentally redefined how the nation handles salaries, transactions and financial transparency. Since early 2025, the Central Bank of Iraq (CBI) has implemented mandatory electronic salary payments for all government employees, effectively eliminating outdated cash-based disbursement models that were vulnerable to corruption and inefficiency. The CBI also expanded the national smart card network, connecting millions of citizens to electronic banking for the first time in history. Beyond that, the central bank's integration with global payment providers such as MasterCard, Visa and the SWIFT network has laid the groundwork for a fully interoperable financial ecosystem that meets international anti-money laundering and data protection standards. These developments are not cosmetic adjustments, they signify a fundamental evolution in the nation's financial infrastructure. The transition from paper-based systems to digital records enhances auditability, strengthens public trust and signals to international markets that Iraq is ready to operate within a transparent and compliant framework. This digital transformation also reduces transaction costs, improves government accountability and encourages foreign direct investment by offering real-time verifiable data on monetary flows. Ultimately, this transparency rather than mere speculative enthusiasm is what establishes investor confidence and supports the long-term possibility of a stronger national currency. The modernization of Iraq's banking infrastructure represents not only a technological milestone but also a moral commitment to integrity, inclusion, and global economic credibility. Every major national transformation begins not with data or charts but with vision, the collective decision to believe in a possibility long before the world recognizes it as achievable. Iraq's story is the embodiment of that truth. From the ashes of conflict and uncertainty, the country is steadily reclaiming its identity as a financial and cultural cornerstone of the Middle East. Vision requires courage, especially in the face of doubt. For every investor who chose to hold the Iraqi dinar despite criticism, delays or misinformation, this journey has been a test of conviction. What separates a speculator from a visionary is endurance, the ability to maintain belief, not doubt of blind optimism, but to informed understanding and steadfast confidence in progress. Each reform, budget ratification and technological milestone marks another chapter in Iraq's economic renaissance. Those who stayed informed, patient and purposeful will soon be able to say with authenticity, "I never quit" on their investment. Though financial inform symbolizes something greater, trust in a nation's rebirth, in the possibility of transformation and in the resilience of shared hope. This journey has refined its participants, shaping them into more knowledgeable and resilient investors. The true return beyond potential monetary gain lies in the growth of perspective and the affirmation that faith and progress, when matched with patience and discernment, becomes one of the most powerful forms of wealth a person can hold. In a world of speculation and noise, the key to understanding what's truly happening in Iraq's financial transformation lies in following the data, not the drama. The official CBI rate tables remain the single most credible source for any official currency valuation change. By monitoring the Central Bank of Iraq's website daily, individuals can stay updated on the official foreign exchange rate postings, which often shift suddenly before any major announcement. A rate change is not always declared through social media or rumors. It is documented and published directly by the CBI. Similarly, the Iraqi Gazette releases serve as the government's legal record, publishing approved budgets, amendments and ratification. Each edition may include clues to upcoming economic shifts, such as new allocations for monetary reform or changes in fiscal law that indirectly signal a currency adjustment. Beyond Iraq, U.S. Treasury statements often hold coded insights. Look for terms like settlement agreements, monetary harmonization or bilateral coordination. These words indicate strategic economic alignment. And finally, Forex platform alerts provide near real-time reflections of market reactions. Watching these data points together gives a clear factual pulse of where things stand. Stay analytical, not emotional, and you will always be ahead of the curve. Across continents and time zones, the Dinar community has grown into something far greater than a group of investors. It has become a global family united by purpose, curiosity and hope. From dedicated researchers in the United States and Canada to insightful contributors in the United Kingdom, Pakistan and across the Middle East, people come together daily to share discoveries, exchange knowledge and support one another. In group chats, live streams and forums, thousands of voices contribute pieces to a larger puzzle, analyzing documents, verifying rumors and encouraging patience during uncertain times. What makes this movement powerful is not just the economic potential of a currency revaluation, it's the human spirit that drives it. The community represents ordinary individuals who refuse to give up on the dream of a toward prosperous Iraq. Many members share stories of perseverance, personal challenges and renewed faith, showing that hope transcends borders and backgrounds. The Dinar journey at its core is not about quick profits, it's about people standing together, believing that progress and transformation are possible when thousands unite under one vision to witness a nation rise again. That belief becomes more than financial optimism, it becomes a global declaration of faith in a better tomorrow. Friends, today's message is one of perspective and patience. Iraq's economic engine is indeed turning, and while the official rate has not yet been publicly confirmed, every signal suggests that the country is moving through the final stages of its long-awaited financial evolution. The implementation of the $70 trillion DNA budget, the protocol meetings with the U.S. Treasury and the rumored 18-hour testing windows are not random occurrences, they are indicators of structured progress behind the scenes. These steps point toward an economy preparing to integrate into the global system with renewed strength and transparency. As observers, our role is not to speculate wildly but to interpret evidence responsibly and stay grounded in verified data. So as we move forward, celebrate progress but do so wisely and with humility. Keep your research sharp, your expectations measured and your faith strong. This journey has never been just about numbers on a screen, it's about witnessing a nation's rebirth and the resilience within each of us to believe in that transformation. If today's update inspired you, click like, subscribe to Iraqi Dinar info and activate notifications. Remember, your patience today may be the profit of a lifetime tomorrow. Stay motivated, stay ready and stay hopeful. Disclaimer: the information presented in this update is provided for educational and formational purposes only. It does not constitute financial investment or legal advice. All opinions expressed are based on publicly available data, independent research and community discussion at the time of publication. Currency values, economic policies and international agreements can change rapidly due to political, legal or market factors beyond anyone's control. Viewers and readers are strongly encouraged to verify all information independently through official sources such as the Central Bank of Iraq, CBI, the Iraqi Gazette and recognized international financial institutions. Decisions regarding foreign currency purchases, sales or investments should always be made in consultation with a licensed financial advisor who understands your individual goals and risk tolerance. Neither the publisher, contributors nor any affiliated channels assume liability for financial loss or misinterpretation arising from the use of this content. This presentation is intended solely to inform, inspire and promote responsible awareness of global economic developments. Remember, research is your responsibility and patience is your power. Stay informed, stay ethical and always base your financial decisions on verified facts, not speculation or rumor.